Now it should work. Hello there. Hi there. My name is Jarek. I'm the Add-on Studio CEO.
Yeah, and I'm Simon. I just do stuff.
Just this stuff. And today we're going to be talking about many things. And we are halfway through in the campaign. Great results, by the way, everybody. So thank you very much for your support. Thank you for backing and believing in what we're actually doing and making. A few things before we actually start. Something I really wanted to have discuss today is the pre-painting. I see some questions. We also have just one slide presentation today, so I won't be keeping you for long. Just from the questions.
I feel like I've heard that before multiple times, but you know, it always goes to 2 hours or.
No, not this time around.
We'll see.
Well, we'll see. But things I really want to have a chat to do with you is just to show you. It's just getting better and better. So last time my camera wasn't working. This time around, look, fix it. I can actually show you close up of the this terrain set. This terrain set is the old terrain set we used to sell it, or used to design it during the dungeons and lasers. I believe this is from the second edition, right? Torture chamber. You can find it. You can find that set on the bottom. On the bottom of the page. So you can purchase for $55, and this is the one of the old sets which we added before. And this time around is just pre-painted version. So as it is pre-painted version, I just want to show you because we've been working today on that one, and it's not all. It's almost final. Some small tweaks here and there are needed. But in general, I wanted to show today the quality. Now, you're gonna get 9 of these sprues. It means that every single sprue will be different, slightly different. I mean, I can do very nice zoom in and close up.
Yeah, I feel like those details are a lot nicer here than they were in the Dwarven mine.
Much better.
Yeah, you can definitely see like the progress we're making on the details.
Yeah. Right, so every single sprue will have small details, different details. And you can actually go through like this. That one's got some blood splatters and some additional lights. Here as well. Here we have a little bit green stuffish stuff. There is the same. As you can see, even bricks, we have changed colors on the bricks itself to give you more variation. The door entrance is the same, so on a door entrance we will have some, here is a little bit of blood and slightly different details. Moving with the next sprue. This one you will find with some spider net. There. Here. Right.
Yeah, as always, if you've got suggestions, definitely leave them in the chat or in the comments. I can see right now. Yeah, those are sweet. Yeah, definitely. Out of curiosity, will light washes bind to it okay?
Yes, you can actually overpaint this one, wash this one. I think if you go to Mike's, I think Mike did the video, and that video should be on our page already, so you can actually find that video.
Mike's in the chat too, so he can confirm.
That's my pointer. It's not sword. It's my pointer. But thank you for noticing. Yeah. Some blood. I don't like the size of the that blood splashes. They need to be a little bit slightly smaller. But I do like that because it shows that he just went through hell.
What about having more dried blood? I feel like the blood is a bit too red here in some of these.
Could be, but thing is that there are limitations. The dry blood is basically brown, and if we make like a brown stains, they're not gonna be readable properly. So that's the thing. We have to keep it red.
Yeah, that's fair. Wait, suggestions for Prismacast or suggestions for caves? It's either or. This is just the general live stream for caves, but this also just includes any suggestions you might have for our technology or maybe even, you know, future campaigns. Something you'd like to see.
As you can see, every single element's got different details. Slightly different, obviously, because we won't be able to make a full set if everything will be like completely different. But the whole idea is that you will get every single tile different, and once assembled, it will look. We'll have the assembled one for the next live with other sets as well. And here is the last sets of sprue. And as I mentioned, you get 9 of these sprues in one set.
Maybe on the sprues, because I have seen this a couple times now. Maybe on the sprues that have a bit more blood. Are we thinking about, you know, adding maybe some fleshier colors to the skeletons, just as like bits left over?
We did try, but it wasn't working very well. I mean, I think we did try with one of the previous sprues, and I didn't like the fleshy kind of. That wasn't looking very good, so that's why we decided actually to go that way. Still gonna be slightly toned down. I think they need to be a little bit smaller, that size, and maybe a few more spots, just not in one spot. It doesn't. It looked like kind of randomly at the moment. It shouldn't be randomly. I mean, I would imagine if somebody got caught here, it will just spill the blood of bits along the tile. So yeah, that's that. So that's what I wanted to show you to start with. Now, why I'm doing this is just mainly to show you the quality, and every single set will have at least that level of quality, if not better. And I think, you know, randomly showing the bits and bobs and things like that. I mean, here, floor, for instance, right? You're not gonna get anything better at the moment.
Yeah,
okay.
On these legacy sets, right now, what's the current plan on showing the rest of them? The colors.
So we work on a second. We're working currently on a second set, and that is gonna be. I think I'm gonna be able to show that one by the end of the campaign. I hope. I mean, we have to anyway. So
the other one or all of them?
At least two. At least two more. So there's one question about is the that one, if you could read it out. Shimon, can you read it out?
Yeah. Hi Alcon. Is the final Prismacast color scheme going to be shown before the end of the campaign? The brown base set is not great. Paying the Prismacast premium to pre-paint part of it seems like a waste.
Yeah, true. I agree. So for caves itself, the color is not final. It's gonna be still chipped in and toned down. I'm still thinking, and I'm still trying to work with somehow with the team, possibility of actually giving you 2 different color schemes, and then you can choose in the pledge manager. The thing is, we have to make sure that we actually will be able to do that for you in terms of packing and shipping. I don't want to have any mistakes whatsoever. But I agree on that one. I'm leaning towards having the brown slightly toned down, and then having kind of gray, kind of grayish shades of gray colors. So that's my plan. At the moment, what we see on the page is what we're going to offer. Yeah. And the only one thing why we cannot actually move ahead with anything what is new is that I need a full set of sprues. I've got one missing sprue still, which is heels for caves. I need to pre-paint heels and then assemble everything together just to see, just to make sure that all the colors are matching together the way as we think they will do. And then we'll make a final call about it. So I just have to wait for the final sprue. So this is why I'm showing you this, because I've got this set is made of just one sprue, and because of that I am able to show you the quality and everything else, and show you the type of colors we can work with. Question was,
is it possible to use floor tiles in the middle of the goblin lair enclave pieces? It looks like the empty space might be required, and I'm not sure what to do with it.
They're kind of required. I think this is by design, kind of like a massive hole or something, rubbish hole. But you could fill it with any type of floors, from other sets or from stretch goals. I think we have one. One thing which was designed today by team, and I can spill the beans a little bit about it. It's the clear plastic element, which can also be partially pre-painted, and yeah, it's large enough to actually fill the fill such a gaps. That question here.
Do the hill/enclave pieces for the other themes and sub-themes clip to the neighboring floor tiles?
Yeah.
Or do they just sit on top?
Let me show you something. They partially clip. This is just a 3D print. So as you can see, it's got tiny clips there. So how it works, it's kind of both. So it sits on top. So if we just tidy up a little bit quickly, make some room. So how we design it? We designed the way that this is basically size of this tile and slightly a little bit bigger, so I can put on top of it. Right? So actually, yep, that's what it sits now. Won't move whatsoever, right? Okay, 1 second. Won't move whatsoever. So this is exactly that size with a little bit overflow, just to cover the neighboring floor. So realistically, should like this, and then we have that bit there. I mean, this is just the prototype bit, so obviously it won't work the way as intended, but now we have floors here and floors there, so they flush, so everything around here flush perfectly to the tiles. Yeah, that's how it looks. I mean, the bloody ones, I can actually use it with this set. Look like how they combine nicely. Right? That's your transition, sprue. Okay, let's go back to the questions.
Yeah.
1 second. Here's the camera. Your faces. Right. Oh, hold on 1 second, because we do have questions coming from here. Let's go for the first one.
What are the chances for some ice caves?
I don't think during campaign. Not during campaign. We don't want to change much thing. We don't want to make this campaign even more confusing. There is a lots of product to choose from. There is a lots of things. Anything else like additional stuff, please bring it up, and then we will see what we can do in Pledge Manager. There is already, I think, 2 or 3 solid ideas. We will do it. We will do it in the Pledge Manager, but stay tuned on that one. So one of them is being tracks. We have to have tracks as separate stretch goals. Second one is to have actually the pack of stretch goals. Third one, lots of people asking for the demo model to be a separate piece. So you know, those things we will consider once we get a little bit closer to the Pledge Manager.
Caves, any special stretch goals planned if we beat Woodhaven's record?
I think we should do something. Yeah, I think we should do something.
Okay.
I think the Woodhaven did like 1.4 million euro, which is 1.6 million dollars. So we're still a little bit far away from that, but I think we should do something.
It was discussed in the live stream that resin is nasty and dangerous, but isn't Prismacast color layer made of UV activating resin too? Wouldn't handling it result in generation of resin dust due to the friction between tiles during storage, assembly, transport, and so on? Especially taking into account that it's right on the surface. I've heard that resin dust is awful for health.
The resin is, but it's got nothing to do with the paint. The paint is not resin based. It's just the paint which activates with UV. So it's UV cured instead of like normal air cured and such. UV actually is only designed to speed up the process of UV doing. Resin itself, not resin, the paint itself could be harmful. The paint itself, if it's not being processed. So like when it's in a liquid state. Obviously you cannot drink it, you cannot eat it. But once it's cured, according to all the technical data, it's all good. Now, scraping anything, any type of paint, anything, absolutely, like even plastics or whatever, it's never going to be a great idea and a good idea. So, and the question also was about generating resin dust. No, there is no resin there, so no resin dust will be generated. Now, we have shown a few times, and I think Mike's also did the video showing how strong this bond is in terms of paint, and I haven't seen anything so far yet in terms of actually creating any dust and something like that.
Well, I think more specifically, if you try and sand it off with like a sander, then there will be some kind of like dust particles that come off, but it's like
it's gonna be paint particles, like
Oh yeah, paint particles, but yeah, definitely.
I would always suggest to wear a mask whatever you do, whatever you try to sand, and even if it's plastic or if you're resin, definitely yes. But when it's a plastic, so
I will just say, if it's safe enough to use in a school, at least according to the standards in place, then I think you should be fine. just if you're using it normally. Because there are very strict regulations on what's allowed in schools and what's not.
You have seen all the paper. I mean, I've sent you because I think this question was asked on Discord, so I sent you all the technical data and just to show you how it works. So in general, that's what it was. The next question.
For caves, I noticed the images on the mine tracks. The plank locations at the edges will cause adjoining pieces to have doubled up planks. Has designed realized that full wood planks on the edges will look wrong when you put the pieces together? Would they be able to design the edges with half-width planks so they total a full plank together instead of 2 whole planks next to each other?
It's a good question, and it is being forwarded now to our design team who actually sculpting the models. So once we have the final scope, we will see whether this is kind of applicable or what changes needs to be done. Okay? But I think we should have at least the first version of scope elements by the end of this week. Can the wings of the Balor made optional?
Can we get a guesstimate of the size of the thing from foot to eyes? The concept art is fantastic, but it's hard to gauge the proportions of the thing without knowing the total base height and how far up the wings are going to be stretched.
Yeah, question about the Balor, why is so big? You have to bear in mind that what we're looking at the moment, our model's miniature, and if you want to use kind of in D&D, should be the size of approximately 70 to 80 millimeter, the body itself. Then there is a base. Base itself is sitting at roundabout between 50 millimeters. So that takes us at least from the base plus the body itself to roundabout 13 centimeters. And then the remaining of the distance should be the wings. Although we have this model. This model is 16 centimeter tall model from top to bottom to here, and it doesn't have a base, by the way. Somebody was mentioning about a 17 millimeter base, but this model doesn't have a base. It's actually standing there, and you can actually use it as a piece. It doesn't move nowhere. That was kind of the model we wanted to replicate, the size at least. But obviously we cannot make body that big because it wouldn't fit then into anything which is like, you know, playable piece according to rules. You know, D&D rules or any other books. But yeah. So starting with the first one, could we make the wings optional? Yes, we will try, but I won't be promising this because we did that on a dragon. I think we did that on one of the dragons, the Oregon dragon from Deus Lair, where the wings were totally optional. Here, there's also that.
Oregon's from Woodhaven.
Woodhaven, sorry.
Or even earlier, maybe. I think yeah. I can't remember. There's also another question. Can the Balor be assembled off base, so it sits at 170 millimeters with wings?
I don't think so. I don't think so. The way we design models and miniatures, they have those ascenic pieces, and then if we do that, we will have to think and find a way of making the foot flat and standing almost on 2 foot on the ground, which the poses then look silly or not dynamic enough. So that's only one thing. Yeah, that's only one thing. Okay.
Caves, thoughts on a huge portal Hellgate for the 1.5 million stretch goal? Would be a thematic match with the Balor and also more amenable to Prismcast process, since the main design shape is just an oversized doorway.
We got that. We got that covered. We got that covered. We haven't shown yet, but the team has designed the nice concept, and it's gonna be quite interesting design, by the way. So it's gonna be also in the version of pre-painted. Yeah. The next one.
Did you seriously speak with a patent lawyer about getting at least some elements of the Prismcast process patented and eventually licensed? Painted stuff in this price range has potential to be a game changer.
I totally agree about the painted stuff in this space range has potential to be a game changer. It is game changer for D&L systems and also for us. I don't think there is necessary to go to patent office to patent anything out of this process. I don't believe there's anyone out there crazy enough to copy this process. Okay, hear me out. You've got to have first a plastic injection. That's the first step, because you have to be fully in control what on the sprue manufacturing, everything else, and we have that. So we know how to design sprues, we know how to control sprues, we know how to adjust and tweak the sprues whenever we need them for this process to work. Then after that one you need to go into a system for, you know, pre-painted system. It's really complicated process, and I don't think anyone is actually gonna be following us. I mean, at the moment there was nobody for so many years following for plastic injection, and you really have to have your own spruce in order to actually do this pre-painted UV stuff. So it is, in my opinion, not necessary. Licensing the process, I don't think it's even possible at this stage. We wouldn't even go that way. We might be in the future offering some services, but
I think the main concern is the other companies could use this process in another way, not on a plastic sprue necessarily, but like on something else that would have a similar function. It's like a sprue.
I see the chat actually mentioning that we should patent it. I mean, we could potentially trademark this. I mean, the logo itself and the Prismacast is going through the trademark. So there won't be no other Prismacast. It's gonna be only our Prismacast as a first company which did that. So that thing. And in terms of actually, maybe we should think about, you know, patenting portion of this process. I mean, process is you know, that's the thing. I spoke with Kubentown Hobbies to make the video, and he is keen on making video. And I'm actually having second thought about making like fully explaining the process video, because I did mention that I don't think anyone is going to be crazy enough to go and follow our steps. But what if somebody would try? And I'm saying everything how it's made, and it's a difficult topic. The things we don't know. We don't have enough experience on, you know, this type of stuff to actually make a call. Do we? Right?
I mean, I have seen people say, you know, it's better to be safe than sorry. Like, you know, we can look to issue a patent, and if it does something, then, you know, that'll be good. If it doesn't do anything, then, you know.
Yeah. Oh, that's Mike. Mike is right. Look how the green stuff word steals from innovators. I totally agree on that. I've seen one of the videos. I think the some painting brush watering station or something like that, and I've seen it like they stole the ideas from others. So maybe we should think about that. Yeah. So I will look into it. I will see what portion of this process could be easily patented. It is complicated process though. It's not easy. It's really complicated process. You need to have few things there. Okay, so let's go back to chat. Let's have a chat. Have a look what we have in the chat, Shimon. Okay, so let's go back to our faces. Here we are. Let's go from the top. That's good. We got something planned for 2 million, by the way.
Yeah, we do have something planned. If we get there, then
yeah,
that'll be great. But you know, it's good to have goals and aspirations. Sometimes some people may say it's a bit too high. But I think we can get there. You know, with
we have to be realistic about it. I mean, we never get it overexcited about the campaigns when they go in, because everything might happen. Campaigns is like, I keep saying to my team, is like running operation on the hard. How is it in English? How the proper thing? Like, yeah, open heart operation.
Something like that. I can't remember the exact phrase, but yeah.
So it's so difficult, and we see that, and I see that constantly. If we try to do some changes because we're getting overexcited, and we come up with some idea we think is great idea, and then turn out it's not a great idea. So things with the campaigns are always like ups and downs. So yeah, but this time around we said we're gonna do a kind of 2 million just in case, and had a brainstorming today what we could do if we reach there, because you know, before the campaign starts, we haven't thought it's gonna be so well. It's gonna go so well. It's tough times for any type of crowdfunding, and tough times for everybody in terms of financials.
Will there be an alternate duck head for Balor, or have we settled for the duck dragon?
Let's do that like a stretch goal. I don't know, 5 million stretch goal.
I don't know. People are already complaining that we're putting in joke miniatures. Like the frog, some people, you know, are happy with it, definitely. But
Oh no, this frog is epic. This frog is epic.
just careful not to add too many joke miniatures because, or if we're gonna add them, that they should be free or something. Because,
yeah.
Well, I've seen people complain, which I mean, fair. Some people don't
Yeah.
want joke miniatures. Some people really like them. Double gates as add-on, please. Add some gates and doors too.
So one thing here, something we want to do it is to give you a more stuff that it's been already unlocked, because I keep saying the same, people asking for more of specific things. Just look at the stretch goals. Some of the stretch goals you're going to see is basically multiple of the same or the previous which already been unlocked. Especially people asking for platforms and especially for the bridges. So something we need to kind of repeat and give you more of them in a stretch goals, and that will sort you out. You won't have to buy another pack of the stretch goals. You have all what you need just in one set, free with the campaign. Again, yeah.
I saw the stone bridge stairway art for creating an upper layer on the Discord. How does support for an upper layer work if you add additional pieces?
I don't think I'm gonna be able to explain you this one today because I don't have the samples to show you. Even no 3D samples, but I'll try to prepare something for the next live.
How large is the Frog of Doom stretch goal? 25mm base or something larger?
The base was 25mm. In fact, when we had this, when we had the first concept, it was actually quite large. Almost 32mm size model, like, you know, through. So it was a reduced size because team think it's much more fits the team. By the way, apparently today is the Frog Day.
Frog Day?
National Frog Day, apparently.
First time I've heard about that.
Yeah, me too. I don't know if the team was actually kind of joking about it, or, you know, but they told me, oh look, it's a Frog Day today, so okay, fine, let's make a frog. That's good. So that was the number with the Woodhaven. So if we pass that number, we should have some, I think, stretch goals and a good stretch. Yeah, Jakob keeps mentioning it's a mentioned Queen. It's a Queen's week. I think more info will be revealed at some point. I think there's some daily unlocks and daily reveal.
Yeah, we've got some stuff planned this week that you know, should build some excitement around the campaign. So can we make the frog grow?
I don't know. I don't think so.
I think people are more happy with like the smaller, cuter frog. On that, the concept that we showed, and the concept that we used in one art, they're two different slightly. Well, there's a slight difference between the two. Which one are we going with ultimately?
Which one's it?
Because we revealed, or we showed like two different arts. Because in the stretch goal, the face is a little bit different than the art we showed in one of the promotional materials that we posted.
What we are talking about? Sorry.
The frog.
The frog itself. So let's have a look at this. There's the frog. We go with that. I think you have to bear in mind this frog is basically out of the one of the previous campaigns, and I think Discord was mentioning about this frog. So if you don't know the story behind this frog, please ask the more experienced backers.
Yeah, because what I was referring to is this frog here. It looks a bit different than the one from Encounters. That's what I was talking about.
I think it's like almost the same.
Oh no, it looks a fair bit different actually.
Okay.
That's why, because I was seeing some people like talk about it and discuss it, and I was wondering if that's like intentional or.
It's gonna be done. It's gonna be done for sure the way it was presented on the in the counters. I think if the people want that, so yeah.
Because that frog was a fair bit smaller too.
Yeah. But we want to make this one on 25mm basis, so 25mm basis will be there. The frog should be around about 20mm tall, no more than that. You should have at least some good size to actually paint it, right? You don't want something tiny, which is gonna be somewhere sitting in the corner of your sprue, and you even won't realize it's actually there, and chuck it away. So I would rather make some model which is actually good for painting. Yeah. Okay. We need elevator shaft or a floating bucket.
Which across the chasm.
There are lots of good ideas here.
Yeah, I mean, an elevator shaft, that would require a lot of work. At this stage, I don't think we have enough time for a large set piece like that.
Anything bigger, like larger pieces, we plan to make some of them. I mean, you gave us some great ideas, but that needs to be part of next campaign, because A, we wouldn't be able to scope them now, and B, if we add anything bigger and something, it's just gonna extend the delivery of the campaign. And I keep saying the same, and we need to make sure that we have a lot of materials, but not that much materials that will take us to some crazy dates, shipping dates, right? So yeah, I would rather make sure we have, you know, project realistically done within the time we said we're gonna do. Check the some comments here as well.
More people asking for an add-on of the rail tracks.
Yeah.
We have already mentioned this a couple times, but yes, we do plan to add them in the Pledge Manager.
We will add them in the Pledge Manager. We also going to add some additional sets still through this campaign once we get to the stretch goals, right? So that's the plan. I haven't back because of Abomination Vault. Abomination Vault is something we will be doing. We are actually trying to do in Pledge Manager. We are in talks with Paizo about it. So you won't see them during campaign. If you're going to see them, you're going to see them in the Pledge Manager. So stay tuned on that. That's true. It is getting a little bit more expensive. That is true. You have to bear in kind of mind what you get for your price. I don't really think that you know, if you look, if just, you know, let's be real about that. Let's have a look what is out there, what competition is offering, and then let's talk about the prices, real prices of the products. We're still extremely good in that, extremely good. And could we get better and cheaper? I don't think we kind of really. I mean, you have here all the data, right? So for the coverage of, you know, that coverage, which is twice, 3 times that, 4 times that, twice that, you get even better price. So, you know, if we talk about the prices, I think you should just think first what you get for it, and then whether it's expensive or it's not expensive. That's my personal.
Yeah, one thing on this, I will say that, you know, obviously prices will increase over time, but it's also worth mentioning that pretty much every campaign since Encounters, we've heard the same thing, but then when it actually comes to people getting the product in their hand, they're very surprised by the amount of plastic that they get for the price they paid. Like, please, maybe it might not seem like, you know, it's just difficult to see how much you're already getting when you purchase a pledge.
Yeah. There's other things which I mentioned on one of the previous lives in terms of price and cost and everything. I think it is the cheapest system out there available still, and it will be. Even if you go for the pre-painted version, it's still cheaper than everything else. The plastic version is it's also even more. But in terms of this floor coverage and then what you're getting for your price is actually quite large, huge, I would say. So thank you for your comment. But and you know, the other thing is, from this campaign we have done really a lot of sculpting, a lot of design work goes in there. The other thing is the stretch goals, right? So you're getting stretch goals which are worth maybe $200, $300. Now with, you know, large models, miniatures, like, you know, even if you don't fancy miniatures, we're gonna give you a miniature which is worth like $99 for free, and this is just one miniature. So even if you go for $99 pledge, you're already being fully covered with this miniature if you sell it on eBay or something. So you're kind of getting this one almost for free. So I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, lots of people actually who buy products on our campaigns, that's what they tend to do. Those big things usually get sold later, and they make money back, whatever they pledge. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's also another thing. Wandering Kel says, no arguing on price, you pay for quality. Top-notch quality here. Yeah, thanks for that.
Yeah.
We do like to think that our pieces do have high quality.
Yeah.
Tons of details and whatnot.
It's, it's total value what you get at the end. I mean, as you mentioned, Shimon, I mean, many people also mentioned the same stories, that we give in too much, that our pledges are huge, massive, and the stretch goals are usually like 20 sprues. This campaign maybe even more than 20 sprues. I mean, this guy alone is 3 sprues. I think it's gonna be 3, maybe 4, and then there's another a clear plastic sprue. You haven't seen those bits yet, which we're not plan to unlock, and then you have a bunch of miniatures, a bunch of props. That is 2 sprues. So it's a lot of content, right? And then yeah. Let's have a look, maybe some more comments.
I think the legacy sets might be cheaper per sprue now than they were in Woodhaven, to be honest. I don't think they're at that price yet, but they are approaching campaign prices, I believe. Definitely.
Yeah. So how we calculate most of the campaigns is that because we're running our own production, right? We have to design tools. We have to make those tools, and in general, from the campaign, we have to pay back the tools manufacturing, internal manufacturing. So sometimes we could potentially have better offering, but that never happened before, by the way. So, but we know that a tool is being paid off, so then it's just put back in the production. This, I think it's not that close even, right? I mean, for the sprue amount, it's not there yet. Okay. Thank you, Andy, for your comment. Andy said your value for money is pretty much unparalleled. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you.
On that note.
Yeah, on that note, are we going to have a minis pledge and everything new pledge by the end of the campaign?
I don't think about mini pledge. Everything pledge could happen, but we don't know what exactly you want in there. So you have to tell us what exactly what's your expectations. We did look into making a mini pledge, and it was actually so confusing and crazy that we said, okay, not during campaign, because it's going to confuse might confuse people, the offering. So again, those things we want to move into pledge manager if we decided to do that, and if there is enough demand. And yeah, on this campaign we really want to not stay low, but not to make even more complicated. It's really a lot of things, and we see a lot of new backers who never backed us, never support the D&L, only because now we have like pre-painted sets. And these campaigns, and especially for any type of plastic miniatures campaigns, are extremely complicated because the sheer amount of stuff which is there to pick from. I mean, if you look at the board game campaign, right, you have like one board game and then maybe 2 or 3 add-ons. Here we have tons of add-ons. I mean, just the add-ons page itself is like, whoa, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. On top of that, it's going to be about 21 or maybe even more if we're actually going to be unlocking more stuff just out of add-ons itself. And then you have also the pledges, 3 main sets and then 9 sub-teams and so on, so on, so on. So we don't want to make it even more complicated.
Is it possible to have a plastic color or Prismacast paint that will glow under UV lights?
Yes, it is possible. It is possible. We're not going to do that, but it's possible. So it is like a printer with the printer heads. Our printers got a, in general there's a 6 paints, 6 different color paints, and then one more additional print head just for varnish. We don't use that varnish one, so we could potentially use a for anything else like other color, other paint and such. Yeah, but we're not gonna do that because we don't have expertise, no knowledge of doing so. Maybe in the future campaigns, and that's the good idea for the future campaigns.
Just wanted to pitch in and say I'm really looking forward to getting it all, even if I have no real use for the caves right now. I mean, I'm sure you'll find some use. There's like a lot of really good stuff here. If it's not like the cave walls, then I mean, I'm hoping you will be able to use the Balor miniature, assemble it, paint it up, you know,
yeah,
post your creation on the fan page or on the Discord. Yeah, it's a big question. How are you celebrating hitting 5,000 subs on YouTube as you're very close to hitting it?
Crazy, absolutely crazy.
Yeah,
that's great. We're growing, and that's great to have a 5,000 subscribers, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, how are we going to celebrate it then?
I don't know. I haven't thought about this. How we're going to celebrate the 5,000 subs? The glass of Coke.
Cheers.
Cheers.
We'll see.
So if we hit 5,000, the next target will be 10,000. We need to work twice harder to actually get to 10,000.
There have been a lot of calls for going multi-tiered with this cave system. I would like to add my vote to that camp. Ramps, scaffolding, bridges, rocky paths on multiple tiers would make me buy more.
Yeah, before the campaign starts, we decided not to go for level up. You could potentially assemble it with anything which you have out there with the dungeons and laser system. So if you use this type of walls, for instance, right? So you could actually use them as a bottom floor and then as a razor, and then have the caves set on it and sits on it. Because we have like a trim sets, we have everything which allows to build something like that.
Just on that, because this is also something I have been asking for quite some time as well. Are there like no plans to like, because realistically, the only thing we would need to do this would be like a set of walls, or like a sprue with walls on them, and then like the connectors that we would use in, like usually in Woodhaven for the multi-tier buildings.
But they are available. So
yes, but we don't have any rocky ones or any like cave related ones. There's only like the lava and ice caves in the previous editions, cool. But nothing like a true rocky.
I don't think we're gonna have any room to add anything like that through this campaign. But if we're gonna go back into this campaign and basically with the same sets in the future, I think we should look into this. I know, because I've seen lots of questions. I mean, some of the questions coming from Discord, and there was discussion on Discord about that, how we potentially could do something like this. I mean, you could use anything we have out there. I mean, if you're gonna go for other sets, although they're not gonna match perfectly, but then you can do like under the caves, you can do like dungeons. So you set up dungeons with the tall wall, and then. Question.
Love the poison gas traps. Will the gas be translucent? Any chance of additional scatter terrain that will be used for time-sensitive style events like room filling with sand or acid and the walls closing in?
The gas won't be translucent, I don't think. This is part of, or unless it's basically stretch goals. So the stretch goals which gonna be translucent, you will find it with something like a small tiny eye. Anything you can see here, which is not there yet, because we haven't unlocked any. Yeah, we haven't unlocked any.
But there will be one soon, right?
Yes. Yes. There will be an entire sprue of entire sprue of stretch goals just for the translucent material. And I don't see it here on the page. See that either? That means it's a translucent.
Yeah, Yeah, I believe that's the Carnage tract, and yeah, it will be translucent when you get it.
Yeah. And regarding the second portion of your question, no, we haven't thought about that during this campaign, for this campaign.
Love how every time I come into one of these, I see the other members of Mike's community. Yeah, that's good.
Great. Love the new stretch goal, by the way. Thank you.
One nation under Mahomes. If you ever go to UV, please build a dead city or a crypt world. You would not be able to keep up production. I own a Mordheim set, and I would love to extend it.
Wasn't the crypt world your idea for the next campaigns?
No.
No, the Tomb Point.
No. I mean, that was just like one of the sets I wanted to suggest. A catacomb, but it wasn't an Egyptian catacomb. It was more like the Paris one. If you've ever seen it.
This I totally didn't understand. Just to respond to some of the Deus Lair Game Found comments on about shipping. So the update is actually coming on Friday.
Yeah, it's coming on Friday. I do have to apologize for this because I have not looked in there for a couple of days now, and I know I'm active whenever people do message me. I do respond as soon as I can, but there is an absolute ton of messages coming in every day, and I'm usually focused on writing back mails that arrive on our.
We shipped out 3,700 and something parcels. Yeah. This is to what is actually recorded in a Game Found, and then additional 250 or 200 parcels today. And then it's gonna be moved towards the end of the week. It's March. We promised to ship this one in March, and or by March. And we started shipping last month, a month and a half. We ship 200 parcels almost a day, and that's how it works. We always work like that. We cannot ship 5,000 parcels in one day. There will be some people which always will have to wait to be last, and some people to get first. So maybe we should explain a little bit more about the shipping process and how it works with us. And that's what I'm going to be explaining on Thursday. So if you join me on Thursday, when we just have a normal AMA, it's going to be one more AMA this week, just normal for the projects. I'll try to explain exactly how we work and how the manufacturing works and everything else. But
just on this, because this person in particular, I'm sure they know that it's coming. It's just like some people they may feel a bit scared. They missed it or something because a lot of them are first-time backers and they don't necessarily also listen to the live streams all the time.
Okay, I understand. Yeah,
definitely. I will look into it. I'll let them know.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe we haven't explained them in the updates how everything works. But
I mean, the information is also there, but they just might be getting scared. This happens all the time. It doesn't matter if we're shipping early. Or
this happens with every single campaign.
Yeah,
not only ours. Not only ours campaign. I mean, big companies shipping. Awaken Reels is shipping now the games. Some people already enjoying. I'm still waiting for my game to come to me. But anyway, if you have like 5,000, 10,000, and 15,000 parcels to ship, you cannot ship them in one day. That is impossible because somebody needs to process everything from paperwork to handling the parcels. Even the courier company cannot actually take more than XYZ. So there will be somebody who get it, somebody who don't get it immediately or in the first week of shipping, right? That's completely should be but we have to explain.
So from all the stretch goals, add-ons, themes revealed so far, not the core sets, which one are you guys most proud of?
How about you?
I mean, I still really like the Railroad set, honestly. I just think it's really cool. It's very useful.
Yeah, I think so as well. It's a set which was, I think it was like asked for 2 or 3 campaigns in the back, and people were asking for this set. Yeah. I've got a story for.
Yeah, sorry, Archon has to be said, too nice, too polite. A campaign delivered much earlier than before. Sit back, wait your turn, it will come. We don't need to babysit you. I mean, not wrong.
We had a campaign which was shipping 6 months earlier, and we had lots of rage there. We were actually raging that we're shipping so quickly, which I totally understand. In some cases, They were raging because they thought that the pledge manager will be open in Christmas, and we're gonna be shipping around about Christmas. So they still needed a little bit more time to, well, they had like financial plans, and they couldn't actually close the pledge manager. And yeah, kind of maybe we should ship on time instead of shipping earlier.
Yeah,
So
suffering from success.
Yeah, those levels shipping a month and a half before we say we're gonna be start shipping in it. And it's been actually quite good in terms of shipping. And if you go on the Dungeons and Lasers fans Facebook page, you can see lots of people actually getting it ready, assembling models. But as I mentioned, some of the people will have to wait till we push the rest of the parcels out of the door. And being, you know, rage that I'm not having my parcel yet, you just have to wait. It's not gonna speed up the process for sure, of speeding, so not productive. Right, I have more questions. Something froze. I don't know if you see me. Are we still live?
No, we're still live. It's still going.
We're going.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because I couldn't. The thing wasn't working for me. Okay. Yeah, that's the thing. So probably people posting pictures already assembled models, so people panic since FOMO. That's true. Yes.
Shipping early is insane, considering most GameFound and Kickstarter campaigns ship late. Shipping on time is even uncommon. Shipping early, that's nuts. Thank you for that.
Yeah, we have some, at least for the things we make in house, we have some good timing. Whenever you have to use like third partners, like we did for Heroes, right? And it was almost, I was almost sending atomic bombs to China because they told us like the day before they meant to ship product to us, they said, oh look, you need to wait another couple of weeks, or actually a month. And we were like, cool, great, it's before the Christmas, what's going on here, right? So yeah,
communication can be an issue with partners, you know, that are abroad.
I don't think it's a communication issue. I don't think it's basically the way the
oh, come on, that was supposed to be PR talk for, you know.
It's not PR talk. I don't want to. I don't.
Okay, so we're not sugarcoating.
I don't do PR talk.
Okay, so we're not sugarcoating
talks when you know, we have you know, face fronters, right? We are people who are responsible for making sure that everything is done on time and shipped on time.
Yeah, it's fine. They're Chinese. They probably don't listen, right?
If you work with if any one of you work ever with, you know, Chinese companies, you will know they will bullshit you till the end. They will absolutely bullshit you about it. Doesn't matter which company. Every single company works exactly the same way. They will tell you stories. Yeah, we've got it. It's all great, all great. And on a day when you meant to get the product shipped to you, they'll say, oh look, by the way, wait a couple more weeks, or 2 months, or sorry, something is happening, you have to wait another 6 months. And you know, you relay on that data, you say that data to your backers, and then you have to go back to your backers and say, look, sorry, but you're not gonna get your game before Christmas. The fastest you can get it is January, February. And well, why you haven't told us before? Because I've just been told. Yeah, so that's the thing. In terms of our production and our things, we have everything under control, so we know exactly how fast and how many overtime hours we have to put in order to make it on time. Yeah.
Every time someone comments, I don't have mine, add a week onto their shipping. That is an idea.
No, no, we won't do that. We won't do that. That's not fair. Yeah.
Seems plenty fair to me.
Hope you're joking. Because
listen, there are a lot of annoying questions right now.
Somebody's gonna, you know,
like you know, when someone asks you the same question like 50 times in a row in one day, it will get to you eventually. I'm sorry. I have an important question. Why didn't I know you did rails? They're so cool. Yeah, you get 2 sprues of them too.
Plenty bits.
And it's not just rails. You get like, yeah, tons of small bits as well. 2 minecarts as well.
Yeah, we have to use this one to, you know, advertise more. But I think as I mentioned, the 3D is gonna be done soon. 3D should be done soon. So as soon as we have it, we will show you how everything works together.
But by the way, this minecart, is it possible to have one minecart empty and one minecart full? Is the bits inside like a piece that you can just add or remove, or
no?
Okay,
I think to simplicity of actually making it, we'll have something in there. But the question, what would you like to have it empty?
I mean, it's just useful.
I don't think you will fit miniature there.
No, but it's just useful to have an empty minecart track.
Cool. Yeah. We're gonna make train then.
Future? Why are we making a train now?
I'm thinking about it.
Okay, well, anyways.
One.
I don't think we have enough time for that. Is the D&L stuff compatible with the rampart terrain? I think you do have to mess around a bit to make it compatible, but overall, no, it's not. It's not meant to be compatible. Like there are some like, there's some kit bashing you can do to make it compatible, but generally no. Do you have a prototype examples of the pre-painted terrain, or are they only in render form? Yeah, we've shown a fair bit.
Maybe he just joined, so I'll show you.
Yeah,
I mean, we showed quite a lot. To show you this one, which I was discussing today. Probably have lots of people joined. This is one of the set of 9 sprues you will find in Legacy set. So this. I mean, my camera, this is the best I can do with the camera, right? So I hope you're happy with the quality. I hope you're happy with what you see. And then that set is actually, as I mentioned, 9 sprues. Every single sprue is different. Take you through. You can see here different details. Also different painting on the stone or bricks. That's funny. Now this set is actually called Torture Chamber. So you can see quite a lot of blood here because it is Torture Chamber.
If you couldn't tell already.
Yeah. And it's made out of just one sprue, by the way. But as I mentioned, you get 9 of these and every single one is different. So you can assemble different variation sets. I mean, once you assemble, they will look really good. One thing to note is the blood here on the floors. It needs to be smaller, and it will be smaller. At the moment, it's actually quite large stains, and they're not natural. They don't look natural. But this is the best I can do with the camera, right? But I'm blown away. I'm totally blown away with the quality of those things. So, and yeah. That's what it is. That's what it is. We will have more to show you of this type of sets. Just before the campaign ends, right? I plan to do more.
I'm almost regressing buying Woodhaven and Encounters in grey plastic. They look great.
Yep. It is kind of give you a little kind of texture, but to be honest, I'm not the good painter to actually paint like that. I would never be able to paint like that.
I mean, it's just hard work and time, right?
I mean, 9 sprues like this, it would take me ages.
Oh yeah, I definitely would take you ages, but you know,
to actually do that.
If you don't value your time,
probably halfway through, I would just give up because I would like to use it and play it. And that's the beauty about pre-painted terrain. It's a plug and play, physically plug and. I mean, I did it call differently: assembly and game on, not plug and play, because plug and play apparently is being trademarked. But yeah.
when does Queen's Week actually begin today? It's already begun. It began when the update was live yesterday. So, you know, this week we'll be revealing like a whole bunch of cool stuff that you can look forward to. Curious as to why the gelatinous cube is so expensive as an add-on. The Big Old Wing Balor is apparently a $90 multi-sprue mini. The cube is 2 pieces, $20. Curious as to why it starts as a free ad.
Because it's free. It was free partially, so we offering this one free. Then tooling for that is gonna be costing a lot of money, so we have to make tooling. And then if we're not even going to break even on that tool, by the way. So we have to trying to explain many times this. If you have some time to watch the AMA, sometimes I'm trying to explain, like, you know, the cost of manufacturing on things and so on. So if we going to offer you something for free during campaign, especially if you sign up and things, the cost for us, at least to start with, is around about $7,000 to $10,000 for that element. So for you just to sign up, and once you sign up you get it for free, right? But we still have to cover that cost somehow internally. So this is why we offering, if you miss it or don't sign up for the campaign, if you miss it, we offering this element for that price. And we're probably never gonna make any money back on that tool, so it goes into bucket which is called marketing. So we just spend money to make product for marketing purposes, and probably gonna stay like that forever. Yeah, so that's the reasons why some of the elements might be a little bit more expensive. Yeah? And the Big Wing Balor is apparently $90, actually $99, I think $100 from some of the companies. True, it's part of the stretch goals. It goes in the bucket of stretch goals, which actually are being offset by the pledge. So it's not being free. You pay for it because you pay with your pledge. What is happening is we take a little bit of that money, we profit from your pledge to make the tool and make you those additional free things you get. But effectively you pay for them. But our our profit margin is going low. So that's the difference. I hope I explained this one.
Yeah,
right?
It's also worth noting that, you know, the actual cost, it's $20, so it's going to be like 1/5 of the cost of the Balor, and the amount of space that it will actually take up on the sprue. Like, I think if you multiply the amount of space that the gelatinous cube takes up by 5, I think you would get close to, you know, the space the Balor will take. No? Is transparent material that much more expensive, or is it more exclusive?
It is much more expensive. It's the material we have developed in-house. We have developed this material for some other project, IP project, which is the still in works. But we developed just on that one, just on that project. So it is actually our own in-house develop and design material. I think I even explained this one on Goobertown Hobbies. So if you watch the Goobertown Hobbies video about our manufacturing, I talked a little bit about the how the clear plastic is made by us. It is our made material because it is normally when you're going to find anything clear plastic like that, it's not flexible. This material is really, really flexible, like normal plastic would be, but then it's also transparent. So that was the tricky bit, to actually get two things. One, it needs to work with plastic glue, that's one thing. So it needs to be HIPS or at least the HIPS oriented, and B, needs to be transparent, and actually third one needs to be flexible.
Can confirm it's flexible, but boy is it hard. Like when I was in working on production, cutting these sprues out of the machine, like they were always the hardest ones to cut.
Yep.
The clear plastic ones,
Yep.
They're a lot more tougher.
Okay. How do you make decision which all sets should be legacy sets for the FGF?
It's mainly the most popular ones, right?
Yes, most of the cases is popular one. Yes, the most popular one. That's fine. That's fine. Maybe I'm Polish, and somebody told me a long time ago. Sometimes I sound very passive aggressive. I don't want to sound passive aggressive. It's just basically lack of English. My lack of English too. So sorry if you read me that way. I understand you're not complaining. It's just I'm trying to explain as well behind the scenes stuff. Yeah.
Now here's the kicker: am I being passive aggressive when I answer the same question 50 times? That's food for thought for you guys writing in on the support email. I'm joking, of course.
You need training. Okay.
Also, the ghost dragon is a gorgeous example. Yeah, definitely.
And paint stuff in there. And the Balor will also have some clear elements, by the way. So the miniature Balor, what we plan to do is the at least whip and sword. Oops, that's in about the sword.
So the sword was a spoiler.
And few other elements which gonna be on that miniature is going to be definitely a clear plastic.
Optional wings, yeah. Mentioned earlier.
I did. So I would like to make it. We did that with Dragon, one of the dragons, Oregon Dragon, and I would like to make it a optional wings on this model. Is it possible? It is. Are we going to do that? We will see how far we're gonna go into sculpting, right? So it's gonna be down to proper sculpting and make sure that we're not gonna be suffering that much on the quality in general. So yeah. When I say in general quality, I basically mean the way how you assemble model with additional elements and they won't look odd.
How about a transparent ghost dwarf for the mine? He could be the ghost of the man crushed in the overgrown corpse.
We do have some ghosts from previous campaigns, right?
You have a ghost dwarf. I mean, I like it, but we would have to. If only the dwarf we had on the throne right now, if he was a ghost, that'd be pretty cool, I think. But for now, he's just a regular dwarf, for all we know. Balor with optional duck head.
Jesus, I really want to do that.
No, please, no.
No, I'm joking. That'll be fun.
We have all the time in the world to make joke miniatures. But maybe not for this campaign.
Yeah, lots of people ask for many things, and it's great because those ideas we know those ideas. If we even don't know those ideas, we always record in the back of our heads, and then once we have like a brainstorming internally what we should do, we always throw them on the table and see what is feasible or is not. Some of the elements would require completely like a full massive sets. Somebody actually mentioned on Discord that the ladders, not ladders, but ledges with beams, wooden beams and everything. It's a great idea, absolutely great idea. We haven't thought about that before this campaign started, but now it's actually too late to implement something like that. So we will definitely look at them next time when we do things.
A question I was wondering, maybe someone knows in here though, do the transparent Delve Slayer things also work with plastic glue? Yes, I believe they should, yes.
Yes, they do. They do. It's I just said a few minutes ago, it's basically HIPS material, so it's exactly the same as normal material, although it's a blend of 3 different materials to actually get where we are, with some additional additives, so flexibility and everything else, but it's still normal. You use normal plastic glue. I remember buying things from GW a long time ago, my Necrons, so I'm that old to know the Necrons used to have like a clear plastic rod, and that clear plastic rod was actually made from PS, so it wasn't HIPS, and you couldn't glue it with plastic glue. You needed to use kind of super glue to actually, properly bond it. Yeah.
Assembling the transparent skull now with plastic glue works fine. Yeah. A fair bit of people asking for the for more fluffy dummy minis. Might be something to consider.
What's that?
It was one of the stretch goals we had for encounters. It was just like this big fluffy creature. I'm not really too sure what to call it. It's a bit derpy, but
Question was here. I don't understand the Queen's Week thing. So far we have Miniature event and Minotaur event and the Hornet Frog. What's the theme behind the Queen's Week?
it's just, you know, all sorts of events and reveals that we make for the campaign. That's, you know, meant to just bring excitement. We haven't revealed everything yet, though. You can look forward to a couple more things.
Yep.
Because people are asking specifically about the name. So this was more mentioned in the update. But you know, the Queen has announced that she's coming back to visit the King. And yeah, before she returns, there'll be some celebrations. But what do those celebrations entail? Well, that will be revealed, of course. Yeah. And we're still revealing more.
We still, yeah.
And we have a close look at the campaign page for the sub-themes and renders. The mini video, that looks nice, I admit, but they are terrible if you actually want to check out the details.
You mean those small videos here? Right. Okay. If you got like 30 minutes of your time, if you go to our channel, you know what? I'll have to do like this. Sorry for my typing thingy. So right, and then you go to live. I believe we did like one of the lives before. By the way, I'm not watching my lives. No, I do watch, but we did like one live which was like beginning of the campaign, I believe, or something like this. And when we showed, it was myself. I did show the videos, but I'm not sure which one was it. This? Yeah. So if you go to that one, it's called a Q&A live session. It was the first one from the 8th of March, and then you can see them like in real close-up videos, in the high resolution videos. And then you can see exactly what you're getting. Right? Go play. Mug.
Why are you calling yourself ugly?
I am unable to play that. I'd say I believe you have to just go there and watch that. There's a lots of videos, zoom in videos, so you can actually see them. Right? Okay. Let's move on. Back. Pause for a second.
Spider Queen. I have seen a couple of people asking for a Spider Queen miniature. Oh yeah. Specifically, Lolf from D&D. Although I don't think we have enough space in the stretch goals for that. Thanks, we'll do that. Can honestly say I'm super impressed with the Prismacast technology and the minis from this campaign. I think you guys did an insane job overall. Thank you.
Thank you for that. You know what? I'm making these things, and today I was like completely blown away, and with well, where we're going, and you know, if we're going to improve this process even further, even more, I don't know, it's gonna be, I don't know if needed to, actually. There's no need for any improvement, but still.
Is it already perfect then? That's good to know.
Yeah.
New to Archon products, back they'll slow with the Game Master though. Why is the transparent plastic so much harder to clean with my X-Acto knife than the regular grey stuff?
That's true. It is because the material is slightly different to anything else. So, you know, it's blend of 3 materials. So some of the properties of other material will go through that and make a little bit harder material. than just normal plastic. But you know, what you get in return, you get the clear plastic and flexibility and working with plastic cement glue. So it's kind of material which you won't find nowhere else, because this is developed here in-house internally. Yeah, some pros and cons, right? You always find on the materials.
Hi there, did you test the sub-themes on a wargaming table? Had your samples in Nuremberg in my hands, and I'm very impressed about your new technology.
Oh, really? Well, we haven't tested on the wargaming table yet. There is I won't say much, but the sci-fi option for this terrain is also kind of maybe on a radar in the future, on the horizon, on the future, on a radar. You know how to say that without saying it. So if we move ahead with the project, then it will find more and more terrain with the Dungeons laser system pre-painted, but for this sci-fi version of it. Let's say that for the wargaming, basically for the skirmish stroke wargaming.
In fact, I was Slayer Caves when it was announced, and I was skeptic about the curved walls. So you guys seriously put it off. Thanks. Congrats on you have a background in me. Thanks.
Thank you.
When will the PDFs of the books be available for those who paid but were unable to receive the original email? I think we're still working on that, because it was originally meant to be posted through DriveThruRPG,
Okay.
but I don't think it's been done yet. Now,
Why?
if I'm not entirely sure, that's the one for the team, I think, to answer, if they're still here. Okay, well,
Okay,
we can assume they're not here yet anymore.
I will use my power to make sure it's sorted out quickly. Sometimes I have to use my power.
That's good to know. I don't feel you were entirely honest about the airship, though. There is indents and sculpted section for the supposed optional parts that would look odd without said parts.
There is intents of the sculpt section of those optional parts look odd without. I'm not getting this.
Oh, I think I understand. You know, I think he's referring to the fact that if you choose not to use one of the optional parts, like, you know, all the spikes and stuff, it may look a bit like there's supposed to be something
I hate those spikes. I don't like those spikes, in my opinion.
Wait, do we have the airship with us here? Or?
It's there in the cupboard. In a
I think it's one.
you have to portion. Absolutely, I absolutely hate those spikes. I've got one which is unfortunately a little bit broken, right? So I don't like the spikes. And then the intention of the spikes were if you ram or if the ship ram anything, you should have the. I mean, these spikes. It doesn't. I don't know. It doesn't work with me. Okay, that's one thing. If you extend the ship that way, you make it even longer, right? It meant to be for ramming, front ramming, not the side ramming, and then also you have options to put them whenever you want. So, in my opinion, you don't have to attach them, right? I mean, I heard them so much, I'll break it off. But in general, that's how the concept artists were had the idea with, and this is what we're gone with. So yeah, but I wouldn't use them on my ship.
Hello, I missed the beginning. How are you guys feeling? How is the company's success? Do you still have secret goals if the current ones are closed?
You want to start it?
I've got nothing to say. I mean, I'm feeling fine. It's just the fact that we're delivering 2 campaigns at the same time, and there's also an ongoing campaign, so things can get a bit chaotic.
Complaints.
Okay, well, if you're not on the front lines, right, you're welcome. I'll be more than happy to switch places.
Okay. I'm very happy. I'm very happy because of a campaign. Campaign time is extremely stressful, and I'm very, very happy to see my team finally getting it with the It's a new team, by the way. We have a new team just dedicated for the campaigns. Jakub is in the comments. Jakub is running it. We also have a brand new marketing team. They did like previous campaign that was as well, but there wasn't much experience to learn from the previous campaign, only because we had lots of issues with commercials, with doing ads, everything else. Facebook was basically completely ruined the campaign, and we couldn't get traction. We couldn't get snowballing on that campaign. So seeing the team now being excited about, oh look, it's actually what, you know, all the work we did for the last 6-7 months, or it's paying off, and you know, it's doing well, and boss is happy, and so on and so on. So yeah, that's thing. For me, for this campaign, it's very important that people actually getting how the everything works, and the future is basically bright. So that's the most important, you know. But personally, I'm so excited about this, and I'm think even overexcited sometimes, because I never thought when we start doing D&L that we're gonna be at the point when we're gonna be able to offer anything pre-painted, and having something pre-painted by the machine, that level that I am unable to paint like this. I am unable to achieve anything. I mean, this, you know, lighting here, those things, green stuff, that, you know, sorry, but I wouldn't be able to do those things. And I can actually have now decent terrain to play, and you know, so personally I absolutely love it. And to be honest, without the campaigns we wouldn't be able to do it. We wouldn't be able. There was no there wouldn't be intention, and wouldn't be then you know, we wouldn't be the need to actually do something above and beyond what we're doing currently, because of it would require a lots of type of investment which we couldn't actually do without taking the risk of going on a game found with a ready final product, if you know what I mean. So we probably would do something painting, but not at the level or scale that we're offering at the moment. And it would probably take another couple of years to do that, and probably would just start with one set and nothing else. But the campaign allows us to actually do that. So it allows us to actually do massive leaps, not just like small steps, but massive leap in terms of technology change. So like our first Rampart campaign, which we did with the terrain, which actually was set there up to make sure we master our injection and CNC processes. So this campaign is actually there to master everything pre-painted, and that's what I'm focusing 100% on. Yeah, I'm talking too much again.
I like how we said it's going to be a quickie, but it's already an hour 20.
I didn't feel it's actually 1 hour and 20. So
well, you know,
I kick my camera.
Time passes quickly when you're having fun.
Yeah. Okay, so let's check more questions. I like this type of questions. I really like this type of question, because we can be, you know, quite honest, tell you what exactly we feel and how we feel. True.
Prismacast result blew me away. Changes terrain from a painting project to something I can use right away.
Yep,
for sure.
I mean, it clears a little bit of the pile of shame. I know many of you, like myself, I mean, he knows how many miniatures I've got to paint and assemble, even from other companies. I'm still buying miniatures from other companies for benchmarking, which is explanation to my wife why I'm spending money, because I'm benchmarking competition. But realistically speaking, if somebody do like, you know, full-time job, and on top of that, you know, weekend job, and don't have a time for that, and you would like to enjoy it, and you like to play your sessions, play your game, so that's the thing. And I know the other, if you have time for hobby, more time for hobby, then great. Boss is Anog. I'm actually troll. I'm actually troll. When I set my team to actually, I gave them free hand to make miniature of me, and they did, and that means I'm just looking at what there is. That's how my team actually sees me. Am I do that? Like faces? Yeah. Look. See that miniature there? That's me. Jahazal. That's me. That's how my team actually sees me, yeah? I don't know why, but I don't know why you're holding the cow, probably see milking, so maybe people think I'm just... Still, they had a free hand to design anything, and I did that. I love them. Okay.
Curious about your plans for the future. Do you plan to keep expanding fantasy and D&D compatible products consistently, or do you plan to more standalone board games?
It's definitely so 3 years ago, when we were like kind of on a crossroad of what this business should be and what we should do in the future, I'll make a call that we would like to become a one-stop RPG shop kind of company. So offer everything from miniatures through terrain, through supplements, through everything what you need basically to play to use in your sessions and RPG sessions. And that mission is still out there. The mission hasn't changed. So the board games are great, but we do them as a side projects. And I know, people gonna say like, oh, Heroes was a huge financial success. It is an extremely long discussion about whether it was or it is a financial success comparing to anything other like plastics. Because plastic we make in house and I don't have to outsource whatsoever. And I'm pretty confident about, budgeting projects and making sure it's on time and I'm not wasting money.
It's also not a license.
And also licensed product, we have to pay loads of money for the licensing. So I would always consider board games to be our side projects and nothing to like you should relay your business on, or we should basically, because that's what it is. But we won't move away from board games never. We're still gonna have some board games portion in there. But what's the future? In a nutshell, the next campaign I would like to be a miniatures campaign. In a nutshell, the next campaign after miniatures campaign should be terrain campaign. Ideas, you give us tons of ideas, and now I can see at least 3-4 potential campaigns in the future. In the future, making more pre-painted and more hobby products. I mean, I tell you something about the painting, about pre-painted terrain. Something what I think personally, right, is allowing people to buy products and play straight away D&D. It's amazing because you open up this to almost mainstream, right? So it's much more easy. If it's like with with wargaming, when you want to start wargaming, you have to think about, oh Jesus, I need to assemble my miniatures and to paint my miniatures. I'm not going into it.
Yeah, that barrier to entry is usually quite high for people.
I do understand you can play RPGs with no terrain, but then it's only pen and paper, let's say, right? Or some other options. But I'm type of person, if you want to do something, it needs to look at least decent or nice, right? So I believe we could open this hobby even to more people with this, allowing them to enjoy the hobby out of the box. Other competition or other companies are doing exactly the same. So WizKids offering pre-painted miniatures, for instance, right? WizKids offering some also terrains, right? So that's the idea. And that's the future. That's the future. So we will mix them with board games. The portion of board games, I think, in a business should be maximum 20%. 80% should be anything which is dedicated to a D&D systems or compatible, obviously, systems, and in general RPG.
I asked before, but this got overlooked. The traps and stuff, will they be loose or have a pin to fit into the holes between the tiles? Yeah, the traps mostly, or pretty much all of them, do have pins, which you can stick onto the walls, and you'll be able to use them that way.
Yeah, the ones which are meant to be, right? Because just to make sure we are on the same spot, right? Because you have a traps like they go on the floor and flat, like these ones. They won't have no pins, right? You place them on a tile. Okay. I've seen them already been scoped. We have them scoped, by the way. So I think the team, because they didn't have time, they will have to replace those pictures already with the scoped ones.
Prismacast minis, will those be possible anytime soon?
Maybe in the future. Maybe not soon. I wanna make sure that we master it for terrain first, and then once we have that one, we definitely were gonna look into miniatures and make my Prismacast miniature.
Prismacast is a massive leap forward in accessibility. There are a lot of people who physically cannot paint their terrain and miniatures. You have no idea how big this is for that slice of community. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I think as well. Especially painted to that level, because it's, for me, it's a top notch. It looks even better. I mean, I show it on the camera. I took lots of pictures, but I think physically, when you look at that table, you look out of the really look like $10,000 painting the service. You just got it from some other company just to paint your miniatures for you, right? That's how good it looks.
Oh yeah. Thank you for checking out our stand.
Yeah.
That's,
we had some sample there. I think it was just like a very early sample. I do have them. I mean, when I look at those samples, I mean, honestly, when I look at those samples, some of them I'm just laughing at the moment because they are. We improved the quality like several folds.
Now the challenge becomes to paint my pile of shame to match your Prismacast color scheme.
I think Mike did that. Mike almost matched the color scheme.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of people ask for like a tutorial, a painting tutorial to match the colors of our Prismacast sets.
One Stop RPG shop will need a payward campaign. Yes. It is just beginning, right? I mean, our portfolio, our catalog is 80 pages long at the moment. The target for this year is to expand it and increase to almost, with the pre-printed sets, to 160 pages catalog. It's going to be a massive catalog of different products. And then next year, this what we have here, it's going to be slowly going into retail. But then more and more products will be available every year. I think we should do at least one campaign every year for terrain. At least one campaign for miniatures every year.
Do terrain and minis next. I've got more desire for more terrain than more minis myself. I do think I tend to find myself agreeing with this. I think having a mix of the two. Well, personally, I think 33% terrain, 66% miniatures. I think is a fair distribution for every campaign.
But then in every single campaign we got a question, I just want miniatures or I just want terrain.
I mean,
then if we start adding things like a miniatures into terrain, people sometimes complain. And
I do think that they should be separate, but I think it just helps with the general scheme and the overall plan. Because this also, if someone just wants terrain, they can grab just terrain. If someone wants miniatures, they can just get the miniatures. But I think it's just really nice if we also offer like an RPG supplement on top of that.
Yeah.
So if we offer an RPG supplement, they can either, if they've already got miniatures, then they can just grab the terrain and the RPG supplement. And if they already got the terrain, they can just grab the miniatures and the RPG supplement.
Sorry, somebody just posted a funny comment, and
not wrong. I was gonna comment something similar earlier, but
and not gonna post because I agree. No, but
we don't talk about them here. If you ever do Prismacast for minis, I would highly encourage having a separate option, even from Prismacast terrain. I hate painting terrain, but I like painting minis. Yeah, for sure.
I had discussion with industry with other guys from the industry, and we all agreed that hobby is a hobby. So portion of the hobby, when you assemble paint miniatures, it is there for a reason. And the other portion of this is terrain, which I don't think people wants to spend too much time on painting terrain, because it's a kind of supplement to your miniatures always. I think, at least that's how we see things. I mean, this for the wargaming portion of it. I mean, I've been playing the wargaming for donkeys, and the terrain was the last one to even touch by me in terms of painting. Assembling even, right? I usually just partially assemble my terrain without no bits, and let's go, let's play. Miniatures, yes, I will spend tons of time, make sure they're actually perfectly assembled. There's no mold line, there's no glue residue, whatever. A terrain, no.
I can confirm, I do remember when you were showing me your Necronami and we played a bit, you just used like random bits and bobs, like a flower plant, and like whatever else as terrain. But the miniatures definitely all very painted. They looked very nice. I confirm. Maybe a review of Prismacast or at least part of the next season of Diced. That's a question for
We could, yes.
No, not we.
Well,
they're asking.
Well, yeah.
I mean, we could send them, like,
we can help you
yeah, we can help. We can help, definitely. Just feel free to like reach out to us.
50,000 minutes.
Yeah,
That's a good number.
that is a good number.
I had a lot of minis, but I had a problem. It sounds like a AAA. I had a problem. I used to buy a lot of minis. I mean, the reason why this business even exists is just basically probably my wife said, look, maybe she thought like that, start making your miniatures because you buy too many of them anyway. But in general, I had lots of minis, and to the level when I needed to remove some things from kitchen, which were my wife's things, just to make room for more miniatures. So the miniatures on my bed, I had all the cupboards and clothing cupboards, absolutely miniatures everywhere. My Necron army was because I had a chance to buy a massive Necron army from from the GW store. They used to run this event on Games Day when they, assembled tons of miniatures. And the the worker, one manager of the store, was saying, look, they told me to throw those miniatures away. Would you like to buy it? And then just got miniatures from them. Probably not, not much GW knew about that, but I've got almost 1,000 Necron models. On my floor in my living room, it was full of miniatures. I imagine that, and I had like tons of minis, tons. At some point, I needed to cut them to very minimum, which is at the moment maybe 50-60 boxes of I love miniatures. So I don't know how about you, but my miniatures basically it's my retirement plan for doing something once I'm get old and video games won't be good enough for me. So then I will start assembling more miniatures. But I'm a little bit worried my site would be there. But yeah.
Your pre-painted train looks much higher quality than WizKids. Looking forward to seeing what it does with your miniatures. Yeah.
The only one thing with the miniatures that they will have to be assembled still, so they will have to be still on sprues. I do have like kind of idea how to do it, and it will require a little bit of manufacturing change and things like this. But we're gonna get there. But still, we'll have to assemble them. So that portion of hobby will have to stay.
Are we planning on looking how some of the Gundam models are made, or taking inspiration from that?
No, this process is out of not for our team. No. No, I do understand how this process works. We don't have machines for that. We don't have the process for that. It's too complicated basically, and they cost the money. They cost because I understand how much processing and engineering it's going into these tools. And Japan, right? They know what they're doing. They're extremely good at tooling. Very good at tooling, I would say.
Maybe it's time to buy out a Japanese company that uses this technology. And
maybe in the future.
I've heard the yen is pretty weak right now.
Our commodity is not that open to buy and sell businesses. I mean, especially sell businesses.
Yes.
We had some offers from people out of commodity completely, from investment companies. We had some people from video game companies wanting to buy a portion of our business, but it's not for sale. I don't feel the reason why we should even sell anything. Buying other company is also difficult. Also difficult in our industry because you could go and buy a company which got like great IP, their own IP. That's the one thing. But most of the companies in our industry, they only run out of other company IPs, right? They make board games on under IP. They make most of those things. So an IP is things which comes and goes. It doesn't add. It only that value temporarily when you have this IP, but once the IP is gone, your entire business might be gone. So it's always good to have a side project which actually turn into main projects, which for us is plastic and anything like that. Yep. Or haven't done. Wait till the AMA, because at AMA we'll be talking about that.
Buy Mantic. Maybe in the future.
No, Mantic. I thought Mantic is bigger. Mantic got some great ideas sometimes. We make miniatures for them. And by the way, I'm not never bashing competition. I think everybody's got some pros and cons, and somebody's got the strengths and weaknesses. Mantic, I think, biggest weaknesses was the quality of minis, but we improved that part for them. They haven't put much attention into miniatures, and I think was miscommunication with customers and them. So we talked with Mantic, we proposed them extremely good quality minis. They agreed to, and for the last couple of months they are already seeing that one that, you know, people always talk about the new releases, that finally the quality is there. You're right about that one.
Time to wrap up. Yeah, it's almost been 2 hours.
Almost 2 hours.
Yeah, just one slide, by the way. Just a quick one.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Buy WizKids. That's
Oh, it's out of any league. It's out of any scope. WizKids is a massive company, by the way. Right? They have like massive turnover. I keep saying the competition with WizKids because in what we do, like models, miniatures, and terrain, the next big one is on the market and the retail, obviously. This is what I'm talking about. By the way, our distribution in Europe is phenomenal in terms of Dungeons and Lasers products, right? We kick out from Europe WizKids basically. So, and it's coming from my mouth, but actually it came from our distributors. So WizKids is not in Europe anymore, almost. You might buy some bits and bobs, but it's not to the level I used to be when there was no competition. And today, nowadays, looking at the numbers and everything what we sell in Europe, we are the 80% of market, let's say.
That's actually a good point, though. Out of all the companies that could possibly try and use the Prismacast technology, I feel like WizKids would probably be the most likeliest.
Yeah.
Which is something to potentially watch out for.
Well, they make products in China. I don't think so.
They have tried all sorts of stuff, like, you know, making miniatures on sprues. I believe
they did. They have very nice. They do have. They call them the frameworks, but they're so expensive.
Yeah.
So expensive. That's out of. I don't understand the cost there in some of the minis, right? They're a little bit too much expensive to what they're offering, because in some miniatures they almost Games Workshop expensive, and with Games Workshop you're gonna get much better quality. You're gonna get, you know.
I mean, for WizKids it's like, you know, there's that one saying, but like in WizKids case it's kind of the opposite, where you get half the quality for double the price.
No, we shouldn't say that. And
I'm sorry. It was a joke.
We shouldn't say that.
Legally, that was a joke.
I said we're not. Our intention whenever will be to say something bad about the competition. I think everybody, they're doing the best with the tools they have, and at the end of the story, everybody's trying to achieve what they achieve, and they have a lot of customers who absolutely likes their products.
Oh yeah, for sure. No, they make a lot of really good stuff. Yeah. But you know, this is our area of specialization. Yeah, obviously, we're going to be better in this specific area.
I did mention this one. I don't believe anyone will try to go into, you know, pre-painted terrain like we do, because we have to have this first step, which is basically making plastic injection.
Yeah, this is also like, you know, having plastic injection, like having the actual plants and everything here next to you. It just makes it a lot easier to handle everything, and, you know, control the price too, so it doesn't get too expensive, because having manufacturing all the way in China, well, I mean, there's a lot of variables you just can't control.
Yeah. I like this comment, by the way. It's really introduction here, and I think that's what when they shine, when they shine, and that's well, like, you know, framework meant to do the other thing, which, you know, once you started with it, you explore the hobby aspect of, you know, assembly miniatures, painting miniatures. So let's give them product also, which is there. But I think just cost is too much. Cost for the frameworks is a little bit too much. In my opinion, is too much. I wouldn't buy for that money. I mean, I mentioned about buying GW, but not buying. Never, I will never buy for the retail price of GW. Really go and find some good deals. But even with these good deals on the frameworks, they still, in my opinion, a little bit too expensive. The amount you get.
So, do you think we'll hit 2 million?
I wish, because it will just show the strength of the campaign. Yeah, that's it. It'd be great if you're going to do that.
So the
is there potential there? I mean, I'm running stats and math, and nothing adds up at the moment. So we will see.
The double speak for that is no, but we do hope it does hit 2 million. Reaper's done pre-painted product lines before. Maybe if there was a chance for them to do something in the US along with their thermoplastic stuff. The pre-painted miniatures definitely can be really nice if you're like not interested in the hobby aspect or just don't have the time to paint miniatures. But a lot of it, at least from what I've seen, it just doesn't look that great. Although I haven't seen Reaper's stuff pre-painted. Maybe it's better.
Yeah. So I'm tracking always different type of crowdfunding stats. We talk with people from GameFound, we talk with Awakened Dreams, we know each other, so we kind of share knowledge and share our views about the crowdfunding. And there are different trends on crowdfunding nowadays. That last 48 hours is not like used to be 48 hours in many projects. So if we could go over 2 million or get 2 million, if the 48 hours would be great. If it's not going to be great, we're probably going to be very close to that, or something between. But it's so difficult. The campaigns used to be much more predictable in the past, and I've got some really good records to calculating how the campaign goes to 5%. I was actually hitting within 5%. One of the campaign, which was the one of Deus Ex, I hit within a couple of thousand even before even campaign started. So, but nowadays, if I use exactly the same formula and I would try to calculate it, it's just so many. You know, the market changed for the crowdfunding campaigns a lot.
Great question. One last time. Any chance for the lava caves to make a comeback as an add-on in the pledge manager?
If there's a demand for that, we could add this one into a pledge manager. Although, are we not have this one released to retail?
I don't believe so. Last time I checked the website, there may be some retailers that still offer it, but I don't think we have it on our website.
This question is more to our sales team, by the way. So I need to know what they have in the release plan for that.
I'm sure you guys are going wild with Prismacast on all legacy sets. I'd love to see a full legacy set Prismacast campaign with new stretch goals that you wanted to make but couldn't previously.
Yeah.
I don't think in the future. I think it's very important for all of the stretch goals to be pre-painted if someone chooses the Prismacast pledge.
Yeah.
So this is definitely like something that's a point of concern.
I mean, the thing is, if we have bids, small bids, so ideally, what we should do is to run campaign with no small bids, or run everything with, you know, type of stretch goals like this, like iron gates, traps, and barricades and spike barricades, and make a campaign just with elements that will be terrain pieces, and pre-painted, and fully pre-painted, and then that will work. Otherwise, you know, those things, or even miniatures, impossible to do that at the moment. I mean, those things yes, but the miniatures, not yet.
Really depends on all those backers coming in. Backer numbers are quite low, but I think you'll make it in the pledge manager and when you can show the color schemes. Maybe not on the Kickstarter or during the campaign, I guess.
Yeah. But this is also strange. Not strange, but as I said, this I've seen that one on other campaigns a lot. When usually when it comes to calculating how good campaign will be, you took the numbers from people who sign up, so you know basically the amount of people who sign up, and then there is always it was in the past like a steady conversion rate, and you know that at least 35% of the people who sign up for the campaign, these people going to be back in your project, and then you add at least 45,000 people going on your page with 2.5% of conversion rate, and then multiply all of that by the average spend on pledge. And you could calculate average spend by taking the data from the previous campaigns and seeing equally how many people spent X, Y, Z for each of the pledges, and take the percentages from that and use that percentages for the next campaigns. And that's how it was working like a really very, very well. That formula was working well for over 3 years. And something really changed a couple of years ago, and I think it started basically when all the Europe and everybody else went a little bit crazy with living costs and everything else, and once the lockdown was finishing, so that also changed the market slightly. But you might know that because if you look at the ICV2 stats, ICV2 is it's a page where they sometimes provide stats from sales and how the market grows. The miniatures market usually went up for 15 to 20% every year, but all of a sudden in 2020 just stopped. 2020, it stopped, just like it did exactly as in 2022, or 2022 was exactly at 2021. So 1 year was basically no growth at all, which is very, very strange for this type of commodity. But it only shows that the previous years, when lockdown was still affecting everything, it was just like booming, then level down. Even worse was for the board games, by the way. We spoke with many distributors. There was a point when distributors were not even ordering any type of board games because they have so much in the warehouses that they decided to stop buy any more board games.
Yeah, I've actually heard of that. Most recently, I think Game in the UK, they went on a massive spree just selling games really, really cheap on their website, and people were ordering a bunch.
Yeah, because the full warehouses. I mean, I know very well from Portal in Poland, which is part of Asmodee. They actually needed to build another warehouse because the stock they had, they couldn't sell it, and then they needed actually more stock, the fresh stock, brand new fresh stock, to keep running the business and keep lights on. They were only ordering what was pre-ordered from the stores itself, so individual stores. They were not taking any stock whatsoever on shelf. Usually distributors wants to buy a little bit more just in case to have stock available straight away. So the pattern was this distributor will take at least 50% more product than it's got in its down pre-orders to keep a little bit of stock in order to flush it whenever the restock comes in. But last couple of years were difficult.
3 is great. I played my first game on Sunday, though I don't know that the game is spread over so many boxes. Yeah, I mean,
it's a huge game.
It is a very big game. There's a lot of stuff in there.
Yeah, that's the also discussion about Kickstarter games, right? They're always huge, and they always have many boxes. Normally, if that was going to retail, you will only find the core box, and then next year you'll find another box, and 2 years later you'll find another box as expansion. But within the this Kickstarter, you have like almost everything, and that's the reason why you have so much.
Can we please get some counts on how many we're getting when it comes to the add-ons? Or on some counts on how many we're getting. If you check the add-ons, they should be listed. If you click on the images for these, they're There's stuff listed here. Maybe on
That
some
was
of
the
the other
question,
ones.
right? So you can check what we're exactly getting. So
Yeah.
the one I was showing you, this is the tortle chamber. That's the one.
Mm-hmm.
You get 11 spurs.
I mean,
Which
the stretch
online-
goals, like how many saw blades for traps, saw blade traps, for example. Oh, okay. He meant the stretch goals, because there are some stretch goals where you get like multiple copies.
So it says here, like you get 2 props, 1, 2. Only one cuckoo which we did, which wasn't explained very well, and I think was a kind of missed opportunity, but we will learn it, is this. Because people were not aware that they're actually getting 2 spurs. It was massive stretch goal, by the way. It was not like small one, it was a huge one. So we needed to update the graphic, and we did that for you just to show you exactly how many props you are getting it. But most of the cases and everywhere should be full description. So this 2 props. Yeah. If this is not clear, let us know. We will try to fix it. So like here you have 1, 2, 4 elements basically. Yeah. So yeah.
How does self-painted minis and terrain look on the Prismacast terrain? The new Prismacast has that texture, and I'm wondering if that could contrast with the self-painted items. He's referring to like the props, because the props won't come pre-painted, and he's referring to if it will look too different if he paints the props and then has the pre-painted terrain and uses the props.
The video which is on the page, so this video actually has got props, painted props, the main. You go there. I try to stop somewhere when this shows. I mean, those things you can see. These things. That is basically props from previous campaigns. I can take better pictures to show you. So that should
I believe those props are painted, right? They're not pre-painted with the.
No. They're painted by hand. They're from the previous system. So, to be honest, let me just maybe grab one. Maybe I can do that to make it. I could show you. I have to go. One sec.
You can finally take full control. Time to take over the world. Anyways, stone stairways are missing a count. I believe that's the confusing one. Well, let's check. Anyways, thank you for all the insights. I'll have to go and box the Kickstarter box I got yesterday. Goodbye, everyone. Yeah, have fun. There's a lot of stuff in there. How many boxes will all open stretch goals take? If you're referring to this campaign, we don't know yet. We don't know how many stretch goals are going to be unlocked. We did run close to running out, but you know we are just adding more, so it's difficult to say at this point. But once the campaign finishes, then we'll more or less know. We'll also know the general value of the stretch goals too, which will determine the price we put in the pledge manager for an additional set of stretch goals. Are we able to pledge the delivery fee in advance as a separate no reward pledge, and that way will we be able to make the funding grow towards that glorious 2 million? I don't believe so. If you pledge for a bonus reward, that's just like a separate bonus that you're just giving to us, and it's not really worth anything. You'll have to wait until we open the pledge manager to pay for shipping.
I mean, I don't know. It just.
Yeah, I think it looks good. It looks
really
fine.
good.
If you paint the props yourself, it doesn't look like it stands out.
Have to do like that. And the light is not the best here. You know what I mean, yeah? Okay.
New prediction on Facebook group is at 2.2 million. I say a bit more, but Prismacast is so attractive. That's surprising. 2.2 million is a lot. It's like double what we have on the campaign right now, almost. I'm not sure if we're gonna reach that much.
We'll see how the last days are going. I mean, if this campaign follow the normal trend, there should be 40 hours peak.
Hmm.
I mean, the deal is so. I think in general, deal is good.
Yeah, yeah,
I mean,
sure.
especially when I say deal, we always look at the value of everything which is the free bits, not free bits. You know what I mean? The stretch goals, and that value is already extremely good. Yeah. So it might be actually, yeah. Get there.
Color symbol means the item comes pre-painted for backers who backed the pre-painted pledges. Backers who backed the unpainted pledges get those items unpainted. That's how I understand it. Yeah, that is how it works. We have decided to have some of the elements in the stretch goals pre-painted if you purchase the pre-painted pledge.
Yeah.
So yeah, mainly the pieces for terrain though, not the smaller props that you'll see in the campaign. That prediction is coming from studying previous campaigns for the trends, right? So it's possible that you hit 2 million, but 1.5 feels like a given at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, the studying previous trends, there's definitely a rush in like the last 48 hours, but I don't think it's as big as the one in the first 48 hours.
Could be. I can show you something.
Really? I mean, it wasn't the case for Delstar as much, I don't think, but also that campaign was a bit different.
Maybe I won't be able to share the screen, okay. I won't be do that because...
Well, we can check the kick track on the...
The key track is impossible to check because no GameFound doesn't... Kicker doesn't...
No, not GameFound, but I meant like for Delstar and Woodhaven.
Oh, okay. So, what do you want to check? Kick track?
I mean, kick track's like Delstar and Woodhaven, potentially.
Number is not important, to be honest. For us, it's extremely important that we actually can get there. I think the third edition is a prime example of very, very good campaign. You're running through a what was called the lockdown, when everybody was actually on the internet, and we're spending much more time and money on the hobby.
So it's 500,000 about the first 48 hours, and then for the last.
Yeah.
The last one, it was about
yeah, and that peak there.
375.
This is where it's not anymore kind of there on the campaigns. I mean, let's have a look on the big boys at the moment, like Dying Light, for instance. So you know what I mean. So they have like massive good, then really slow down. Here they put additional, I think, new add-on. So they increase the value of the pledges, and people pledge a little bit more. Then they go in towards the end of the campaign. As you can see, there is no lift off, so there is no that. Usually it used to be like a U-curve. Sometimes you will find the U-curve still in the projects, but not very often. Yeah, that's how we basically look at the of this. Is there any bigger campaigns?
No, these are just like the most recent ones.
This is quite large one. So usually that's also quite common nowadays. When the first, like Deus Lair was, like the first 2 days are huge, and then all of a sudden it's basically nothing, flat line, and then you're probably gonna get a little bit more pickup at the end. So, as I mentioned, this is the things changed a lot in terms of predictability of campaigns. So you know, and I was quite good at it, and nowadays I don't feel confidence in doing any type of calculations because I will simply miscalculate it.
We're past 2 hours.
Did we?
Yeah, just sort of comment. Good night all. 2 hours is max I can do. Hopefully I get a crazy end off the Kickstarter. Free question. What software do you use for sculpting terrain and minis?
ZBrush.
Yeah, we use ZBrush.
Yeah, very great sculptors. Okay, I have to agree as well. The max 2 hours that we can do as well, because our brain my brain at least, is not at this time is just thinking about a nice bed. So
I don't mind it, but my legs are giving out. So once I do sit down, it's gonna be forever. I won't be able to get up again. How many more live streams do you think will happen by the end of the campaign? I really like these. Any thoughts about doing them for updates after the campaign as well?
We do them. I do them every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
every fortnight. So it's called AMA, Ask Me Anything, when I do quite a lot of those things. Let's just quickly check.
Yeah, it's more or less every fortnight. We do.
Studio. I don't want to. Yes, I wanted to.
Well, there's a new live stream every fortnight, more or less.
How to do that? I mean, come on, I'm getting old now.
This is just the studio. Going Friday here.
No, I'm just. So yeah, this is how many.
I mean, well, yeah, but it's not very clear. You'd need to go into the channel view because you're in the studio. You just press
what? No, it's still not working. Sorry, guys. No, I mentioned.
Okay, just give it to me. Give it to me. Listen, just press the button. There we go.
There we go.
There we go. Press live.
I need somebody younger to actually help me out. So this is what it is. We have some licensing reveals. We have Ashen Spiel recap. So that's one of the trade shows. Heroes, discussions, lots of business talks.
Yeah, tons of cool stuff here.
One of the first video we did, like Emma, was explaining a lot of things. I was trying to explain how the business works. Oh, this is our factory, and I was actually saying here quite a lot about that's what I need to replicate again. How the packing works and shipping with our processes. So I did try to explain that. Also why we can ship, why we cannot ship all the pledges at once. So that was during D&L 3 when we needed to pack like 105,000 boxes individual. Our warehouse was holding like 30,000 boxes at one go, and we needed to do this recycle. So we pack new boxes, we pack new boxes, and so on and so on. So and we had like up to 300 parcels a day. So that was the process: stock up, stock down. And then also that I did explain the reasons why we have to run the campaigns the way we run it. Like, we have to work backwards to see when the production is gonna finish, and yeah, that was the explanation why. So the rampart was here, rapid shipping was happening here, game from here, because we needed to keep running our machines. So there's lots of info there. I'll have to do this again, at least explain this one again to a public exactly why we did that and so on.
Kobold in a dog costume.
Yeah.
Wow.
But you can watch this and you can join the channel. You can sign up to the channel, and then, yeah, as I said, we do that every 2 weeks.
Did you see that comment too? Or was that just me?
Which, about the kobold?
Kobold in a dog costume. I've seen like ducks seem like a pretty recurring theme.
Okay, it's getting a little bit too late for everybody actually, I think, as well. So it's 10 o'clock-ish. We've got to go home. I will see you. There will be one more AMA before the end of not 48 hours. I think we're just gonna do the end stream, so it's gonna be just before we finish, like we did last time. It will start 2 hours before the campaign finish. Yeah, but I've got one more AMA, just normal AMA, Ask Me Anything, on Thursday. I'm answering your questions, answering some questions from other projects and such. Right? Have a good one then, and yep. I will see you. I will see you in just a couple of days.